How's it going, everybody? This is Cameron White with White Light Astrology, giving you guys your weekly forecast of what the heck is going on in the universe this week. We're going into a pretty fucking sweet week. I'm not gonna lie. This is a definitely a different type of week with Venus going direct while Mercury goes retrograde, and then we have a full moon to kick it off with. It's gonna be pretty interesting. However, I want to start talking about this Mercury retrograde that just happened yesterday on Sunday. With Mercury being in Taurus, this was all that energy from when Mercury was in Aries. It's like, I want to begin, I want to start something new, let's go on a different adventure. Like, I'm excited, I'm ready to go, I'm like all pumped up, and you can kind of get like lost in your head with that kind of stuff. However, with Mercury in Taurus now, it was starting to like stabilize and secure what was created with Mercury in Aries. This was, getting the mindset right, getting the ideas processed, and being able to lay it all out and being able to accomplish it all. Like, this is Taurus, this is building things, this is definitely creating, this is manifesting type stuff. And as it goes retrograde, it's kind of like it's like kind of like you start a video game, you have no idea what you're doing, and then it's like you dial, and it's like, all right, cool, I get to start again now that I know what I'm doing, now that I know exactly, what buttons do what and what exactly is going on. So with this Mercury retrograde, really take the time out to look at, what are ways that you could change the way that you're going about things. Are you making sure that what you're going after is truly what you want? Because again, with the Sun conjuncting Uranus this week and this whole Venus retrograde, it's going back down to what you want, and what you want is really what's going to be the best for you in the long term. Like, this is your life that we're talking about. You don't want to waste your time going about anything that's not going to serve you later on in the future, and that's not true to who you are and true to what exactly it is that you desire and that you want and that you deserve. So with this Mercury going retrograde in Taurus, it's kind of like, okay, I'm starting to see the results of what I'm creating, right? I'm starting to see how this mindset kind of change things. Now let's take a step back and let's regain our focus. Let's, rewrite out the plan of what we're going to do. Let's make sure that we're clear about everything. So take these next couple of weeks to really realize that and start working on different ideas of how you can go about it. As well, that's going to be happening from, I think it goes direct May 3rd. Yeah, May 3rd. However, going into Monday, we have Mercury retrograde going on. We have Venus basically going to be at 27 degrees Pisces until Friday. And then we have this full moon in Libra coming up. And as the moon conjuncts Jupiter, even though it's in this big T square with Pluto and the Sun and Uranus and Jupiter, it's kind of like bringing all the emotions to light. Like a full moon, it's kind of like a new moon's like, all right, the energy's low, it's time to start something new. It's kind of like, imagine you're in a war or you're in a battle or something. It's like the second everyone has to take just a moment just to reload all their guns and stuff like that. That's a new moon. A full moon is like, it's on. Like, the emotions are coming to rise. Like everything is coming to fruition. And with the moon conjuncting Jupiter, this is highlighting a lot of the great things that can actually happen in your life. With the moon, with Jupiter retrograde, it's bringing that relationship with yourself and how well that can actually turn out for your benefit. So like with this Jupiter retrograde in Libra, you're looking at the relationship with yourself, and you are examining, what it is about you that is worthy. What is it about you that desires? And it can come with a lot of conflict, a lot of I don't want to look over there, I don't want to pay attention to that kind of stuff. Everything, like I said for my past couple videos with this Pluto and Capricorn, our whole ground is kind of shifting right now. We're really looking at how we could support ourselves still. And as the moon conjuncts Jupiter, this is bringing a lot of those emotions to light, a lot of the positive emotions, as well as being able to really feel what it is that what I've been talking about these past couple weeks, like what you need to feel. And especially when it comes to relationships, if you're in a relationship, or if you're single, or the relationship with yourself or with your family, or anything regarding those. And it's going to bring up a lot of emotions. It could definitely bring up a lot of pain. However, it also bring a lot of good things. So I definitely recommend to enjoy these good things while they last, because with this full moon, this is bringing the energy to the next 2 weeks until we get the new moon. Let's see, what else is going on Monday? We have Venus in 27 degrees Pisces. It's going to be chilling there for a little while. It's still squaring Saturn. It's still kind of like, all right, let's get deep down in your emotions. Let's see what exactly it is that you want. Let's see, what it is that you're going to go after. What what's going to make you feel more aligned with yourself, and what's going to make you feel more true to yourself to when you're taking this action step, with the Saturn in Sagittarius, when you're moving forward in a certain direction and you have a certain idea you want to focus on, or you want to just keep expanding yourself, or you want to travel. What is it about all of these things that make you feel whole? What is it about all these things that make you feel true to yourself, and not worrying about what other people put labels on, if that makes sense? So with all of that being said, as Venus stations there and then it goes direct on Friday, it's still touching Chiron, so it's going to bring up a lot of wounds, but this is a big healing process. Chiron is I almost said the healed wounder, the wounded healer, and as he's going right there, it can bring up a lot of pain. It can bring up a lot of things that you weren't even paying attention to. It can bring up a lot of repressed parts about yourself that you may not fully be aware of. But when you find those and accept them in, bring them in, and feel them for what they are, and be able to make the decision, or the choice, I should say, to choose what you want. Do you want to feel this pain? Do you want to keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results? Or do you want to move forward and be in a better place in your life? And with relationships, this is looking at what's making you true to yourself. What is the thing that you know. It's Pisces. This is the do or die type deal. It rules destiny, it rules the 12th house, it rules endings, it rules spirituality, all this kind of stuff. So tap into that. Tuesday is when we have the full moon going over Jupiter now, and then still opposing everything else, or still opposing the Sun and Uranus. This will be sextiling Saturn, because it wasn't doing anything with Saturn on Monday, but on Tuesday it will be sextiling Saturn. So you actually seeing how far that you've even came with relationships, how far that you've even took things, and also going back to what are the good things about all this relationship energy going on, the friends, the family, the relationship with yourself especially, and bringing that to rise. Look at your past. Look at what you've been thankful for and who's been there for you. It's a pretty deep Monday and Tuesday. I'm not gonna lie, guys. Wednesday, the moon will just go into Scorpio, and it'll be trining Neptune. This is bringing back to what we were talking about a couple last week, I think, about how we're getting all pumped up about these new ideas and going and creating and doing all that stuff. As it goes into Scorpio and it starts trining Neptune, this is time to be, after you dealt with all this emotional energy with the full moon in Libra. Now you can go, all right, I've felt my emotions, let's go kick ass again. I just needed to be in the moment, I needed to feel my feelings. Now let's go again and kick some fucking ass. With this moon in Scorpio, it's going to get intense. People are going to be everywhere, but it's going to be like that fun kind of intense. It's like when Disneyland opens and everyone's rushing around everywhere. It's kind of like that sort of energy. And this is going back again to, what this Venus in retrograde's been about in Pisces, this Pisces energy of, your spirituality, who you really are, that sense of self, and being more open with who you truly are, like your higher self. This is going to be intensifying all that and wanting to take action and wanting to be able to actually make the decisions to change. On Thursday, that's when things get a little bit more interesting. We have the moon trine Uranus, Chiron, and Neptune. Or no, my bad, not Uranus. It trines Venus, Chiron, and Neptune. That's when it's going to get really, really interesting. That's when it's going to start really starting to transform all this relationship energy about, changing the way that you feel, wanting to actually truly express your emotions and feel them. With Scorpio, this is going to make you go through the deepest parts of the dark. You have to go through the dark in order to see the light, and that's what Scorpio is all about. And Scorpio is going to have you go through there, but we've gone through this dark before. We've felt all these emotions. Now it's time to really rise up from the ashes, like the phoenix, like what Scorpio really is all about. I think it's so funny that Scorpio is a scorpion and not the phoenix. It doesn't make any sense to me. Anyway, we're also going to have Venus sextiling Mars still this whole week. This is still, wanting to put bigger and better things in place. This is wanting to make things more real, make things more dedicated, more committable, more stable, have more security, all those type of things. So remember that this whole week too, with what it is that you want and what it is that's right for you. Make sure that this is stable. Make sure that it's, you can move forward with things and you can actually take it where you want to. Friday is when it gets big. Sun conjunct Uranus. It's been coming up all week, and now it's finally there on top of Uranus. I guarantee there's going to be more about this whole war in Syria and all this stuff. Sun conjunct Uranus, I guarantee you something will happen that day on Friday. This is also bringing that power to yourself. Going back to the war analogy, that rage of war, but in that healthy sense of I'm done feeling all of this crap. I'm done with all of this stuff. It's time to really move forward and change what I need to, especially with this Mercury retrograde, because it will start conjuncting it on Friday. Sun and Uranus will start conjuncting Mercury on Friday, bringing like, all right, like, let's like, I'm going to stop avoiding, I'm going to stop resisting, I'm going to actually start moving forward with what I want to. I'm actually going to build up the courage, build up the strength, build up the passion to move forward with the things that I want to about myself. What are the things that you've been wanting to change? What are the things that you've been wanting to see a difference in, especially regarding relationships? And going back to the relationship with yourself, this is bringing all of that to fruition. Venus will be at 26 degrees Pisces and go direct. This is that I think it's no, I don't think it's a coincidence that the sun is going on top of Uranus as Venus goes direct. It's like, okay, I fucking get it now. Let's move forward. Like, I get it now. You're gonna have a nice little closure ending this whole week as we go into Friday, and then this weekend's gonna be a whole new way that you're looking at things. Friday is going to be a very interesting day. The moon will be in Sag. It will be squaring Neptune. That's when you got to start being like, okay, let's focus more on like not necessarily the fantasy, the illusion of like, you know, what it is that I want true and all the feelings behind it. Let's look at what action steps I can actually take to go and get it. How can I move forward? What direction do I need to go into? And that's where it's going to be kind of a conflict of like, I can get lost in between both, but just keep focusing on like where you want to go and being more driven on that and putting your emotional involvement into that idea. The moon will then trine Venus and Chiron still as it moves direct, which it's just like, Venus is moving direct as the moon's in Sag trining it. Like, it's moving forward. It's where do I want to take this new energy? Where do I want to take this newfound love? Where do I want to take this newfound insight about myself? And what can I do with it? Where can I go with it? What can I see? What can I learn? What can I express? What can I feel with it? It's good. It's the time to really get it, like kick it into gear and move forward. It's going to be so good. Like, this weekend's going to be so much fun. I'm so excited. And then I wanted to talk about the moon opposing Mars and the North Node moving into 1 degree Virgo. However, with the moon opposed Mars, it's going to be a little bit hard to focus on what it is that you want to move forward with, and also being able to put the energy there. You're going to experience a lot of resistance with like, oh, I don't really want to do this. Oh, this is a little bit too much. Blah, 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 blah. However, just play with the energy, because on Saturday it'll stop squaring Mars, or I mean stop opposing Mars, and you'll be able to get the gist of things. However, the last thing I wanted to talk about was the North Node moving into 1 degree Virgo. It moves into Leo, I believe, in May. However, with the North Node moving at these last degrees of Virgo, this is really like, let's get down to the details. Like, we're starting to work and fix and heal these tiny things that we have been ignoring, and that's the direction that we need to go in. That's where our potential lies. That's the North Node. The North Node is like where you should go, where your potential is, what you could actually achieve really, and what your really potential is. With it going to these last degrees of Virgo, it's like, let's get specific, dude. Like, let's actually heal ourselves. Let's work on ourselves. That's what this whole North Node and Virgo transit's been about. It's been about getting down to the details and things, and finding the finer things in life also enjoyable, and being able to heal those tiny things and fix all of it. So with that being said, that's where you want to be looking forward to this week, is look at that North Node and Virgo going like, what more can I heal myself with? What more can I learn? What more can I appreciate? What more can I build? And this is talking about the little aspects of our life that we don't really talk about, that we don't really acknowledge. And this is also going back to, what was I talking about? This weekend when the moon was conjuncting the North Node. Or this last weekend, I should say, when the moon was conjuncting the North Node, it's like, this is the direction that we should head in. This is like, our emotions are there, and now it's going into Libra. Now it's bringing those all to light, and it's showing you that relationships are a big part of that. And then Saturday, we're gonna have the moon trine Uranus. That's just gonna be a wild ride, of course, bringing all these, you know, this tension and this like self-expression into light in the more emotional sense. However, besides that, that's what I got for you guys. So thank you guys so much for watching all my videos, subscribing to my YouTube, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff. If you'd like to book a reading, feel free to email me at whitelightastrology@gmail.com, or reach out to any of my social media platforms. I'd love to help you guys out, and thank you guys so much, and I'll be seeing you this weekend.